The information station, KRMS, Osage Beach.
It's time for the Lakefront Living Realty radio show on News Talk KRMS. Lakefront Living Realty is Missouri's only real estate firm focused solely on lakefront and lake access properties, changing lives one lake house at a time. So let's talk the waterfront lifestyle. Please welcome owner-broker Annie Faulstich and her guests for today's program.
Welcome to the Lakefront Living Real Estate Show, your trusted guide to buying or selling property at Lake of the Ozarks, where every day is a lake day. I'm Annie Faulstich, owner-broker of Lakefront Living Realty, Missouri's only exclusive lakefront lake access brokerage, where we're changing lives one lake house at a time. I want to welcome everybody back. I hope everyone is off to a fantastic start to the weekend. It's been a beautiful fall so far here at Lake of the Ozarks. Each week, I like to talk about topics that typically affect buyers and sellers, giving you, the listeners, answers to your most common questions. I will always continue to ask to you to call me, myself, directly, or the office anytime with any further questions you may have on one of the shows, or if there was someone certain or a certain topic that you would like to hear us cover. This week, we're going to focus on a few topics that affect home sellers. Staging my home, listing, photography, and videography. These are not new concepts to real estate or to the real estate market, but have become more prevalent across the nation in today's world of selling. I am excited to lighten it up a bit this week and have some fun. I'm honored to have two area experts in the studio today to give us some awesome tips and advice when it comes to home staging and presenting your property on the market with photography and videography. I have Megan Glasscock, owner of Megan Glasscock Interiors, and Che Valentino, owner of Studio V Hyper Entertainment, with us today. As always, if you're not able to catch the whole show today or missed any previous shows, you can listen anytime on our YouTube channel, Lakefront Living Realty, Missouri. If you're a part of our crew that follows us every week, thanks for coming back. This show truly is for you, the buyer, the seller, or the person that likes to stay involved with lakefront real estate market at Lake of the Ozarks. In past shows, we've dived into some more serious topics, but to be honest, these two, if not done properly, or even worse, not done at all, keep thousands of dollars out of your pocket when selling property. In our Lakefront Living Seller Success Guide and on the show, I talk a lot about the 5 golden rules when selling lakefront property. Number 1, lifestyle. You're not just selling a home, you're selling a lifestyle. We are using staging and both video and photo to create that lifestyle. Number 2 is marketing. Telling a compelling story that is both emotional and visual. Photo and video are used to tell this story, and we stage so that each buyer can see it as their story, not yours. Number 3, exposure. Be seen, be found, but both locally and nationally. This means presenting your home in a way that attracts home buyers from across the nation. We spoke to Lakefront Living Realty International's CEO earlier this month, and he was explaining how it is our mission to capture lakefront home buyers from across the nation, and we successfully generate tens of thousands of specific lakefront buyers every month. If you are exposing the best product possible, buyers will, if you're not exposing the best product possible, buyers are automatically going to move right over your property. 2018 stats from the National Association of Realtors when asked where buyers found the home they purchased. Interesting enough, internet, 50%. Real estate agent, 28%. Yard sign, open house sign, 7%. A friend, relative, or neighbor, 7%. A home builder, 5%. Directly from the sellers, as far as they knew them, was 2%. Print, newspaper, advertisement was 1%. That for sale by owner also kind of fell into that 7% yard sign open house. So you can see, obviously, the top two. Internet is number 1 at 50%, and then real estate agent, 28%. Well, the real estate agents are finding them online as well. So that's that stat that's kind of missing in that. But so you can see that exposure is critical, as the buyers themselves and the buyer's agent are the top two reasons they found your home. And where are they finding it? Online. And what makes your home stand apart from the rest? In my opinion, staging and photography. So number 4 on our list of the 5 golden rules is price. And number 5 is working with a specialist and or a niche market. Both of these we've covered in past shows. So again, never hesitate to go back and reference any past show on our YouTube channel. Should I stage my home? This is a question that's asked by many home sellers. Referenced in our comprehensive seller success guide, it states, staged homes sell 17% higher than a comparable non-staged home. As a bonus, they also sell 73% faster, which we all know anytime that you're selling faster, you're selling for a higher price. So what exactly is staging, and how does that look for you and your lakefront home seller? I think most people have the vision in their head of what they see on TV. It's a large furniture truck pulls up outside and a team of people move everything out of your house and all this new furniture in, and you lease it by the day until the home sells. Well, that's exactly why I've asked Megan Glasscock to be here today. Megan, welcome to the show.
Hi, Annie. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. We also have Haley Glover's in the studio with us today, one of our lakefront specialists. So we've got a packed house today. We're excited to get to hear from everybody. Che, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So, Megan, first, let's start off. Tell us a little bit about yourself and Megan Glasscock Interiors.
Sure. Thank you. So I've been at the lake over a decade now, and my background in education when it comes to interior design is more specifically fashion, merchandising, textiles, and furnishings. So I worked in the fashion industry for a long time, but Megan Glasscock Interiors was born out of my family's construction company, and being able to be a part of that process from day one when it comes to designing a home and construction consulting for myself and some of our clients there. So our partnership in staging really has been a new part of Megan Glasscock Interiors that has been so fun, and I'm so glad I'm here to talk about that today.
Yeah, Lakefront Living Realty hires Megan to stage every one of our properties that we list. It is actually included in our sales commission. So I've covered a few stats on home staging now, but take us through what that typical home staging process looks like with your company.
Absolutely. So my goal when I visit a property for the first time is to assess the existing furnishings and decor. So I want to focus on utilizing as much of the current inventory in that redesign process. The aim, of course, being how I can help maximize that home's appeal. And in my opinion, good staging avoids clutter and overly personalized decor. So I like to walk the home with the homeowner or with their permission. I'll go through and make suggestions, and we can move or remove items throughout the home. And then in situations where additional accessories, decorative items like floral, bedding, rugs, etc. are needed, I go pull those items individually and come back for an install. So that can typically take anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, depending on the size of the job. When that's a wrap, then my hope is that it's ready for Shay to come in with his photography.
Yeah, perfect. And that is what we recommend in our protocol, and exactly, again, why I've asked Megan to be here today, because what we obviously try to do is utilize each seller's own personal furniture, their decor and everything that they have, and just putting Megan's eyes on it and her knowledge of design and now, of course, real estate staging, what is appealing to the mass, will help us determine the best way to utilize the furniture that you have. We're really trying to sell a space. And again, I go back to the lifestyle all the time. We are selling a lifestyle at Lakefront Living Realty, even more so on the waterfront properties, because these folks are coming here out of emotion. They're coming here to get away a lot of the times from the hustle and bustle, or coming to retire. So the lifestyle is very important to them. We want the buyers to see themselves in your space and in your property, whatever that lifestyle looks like to them. We're not wanting them to see themselves in your lifestyle. So we're going to take a short break. So stay tuned with us. We're going to continue talking about home staging and then get into some photography and videography questions and fun tips to stay tuned. So keep with us on the Lakefront Living Radio Show on News Talk KRMS. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Thanks for listening to the Lakefront Living Realty Radio Show on News Talk KRMS. Once again, here's owner-broker Annie Faulstich.
Welcome back to the Lakefront Living Real Estate Show, your trusted guide to buying or selling property at Lake of the Ozarks, where every day is a lake day. Again, I'm Annie Faulstich, owner-broker of Lakefront Living Realty, Missouri's only exclusive lakefront lake access brokerage, where we're changing lives one lake house at a time. If you missed us just before the break, we are talking today about some things that I think are fun, a little different shift from our typical show, but today we're talking about home staging, photography, and videography. So we're specifically talking to you, the lakefront lake access home seller today, and what those options look like, and really what you need to do to stay up with today's trends in the market. So we left off just before the break talking to Megan Glasscock, owner of Megan Glasscock Interiors, who Lakefront Living Realty hires to stage every one of our listings. So Megan kind of took us through a little bit of that process of, what that looks like with her, and when she typically comes out and walks through each of the homes with the homeowner. I'll tell you this. So I saw some more, kind of looking up some stats on staging. Investopedia.com, covering financing. They cover a whole realm of financing and home ownership. But when they specifically talk about selling your home, they say home staging has become a must-do for sellers. Some 77% of buyers agents said home staging makes it easier for prospective buyers to visualize the property as a future home. Staged homes sell faster and for more money than those that are unstaged, according to industry analysis. Again, what we said earlier. So sellers assume that it's going to cost them thousands to stage their home and or to make a difference. Megan, do you find that to be the case?
I think that is a common misconception, and you touched on earlier that there's kind of been this idea that staging works in one way, and that's that
the big truck comes up
and unloads, and you've purchased all of this time, from the stagers, and now you're going to pay this rental fee. Well, that's not what we do. And again, going back to our partnership, I think that it's been really fun to see how staging can benefit different homeowners and different scales of the scope of that job. And sometimes it can be as simple as reimagining their own furniture and giving those concepts and ideas with a consultation and making a huge difference. And then in other times, there's more to it as far as maybe paint selections and some additions of furnishings that need to pieces that we need to pull together, but truly it's possible to create a big change with a very moderate budget, if one at all.
Yeah, I think that obviously those things that we do, we see on TV, those are happening in other areas of the country
or in vacant homes. And a lot of times these are occupied homes, so we're not asking them to
get rid of all of their furniture.
Everything they own.
Yeah, I know. And I think that really has been the biggest misconception is everybody thinks, oh my gosh, I'm still, especially if they're living in the house full time. That one, and, I have found they automatically, feel like, oh, but we're going to continue living here. We don't want to feel like we're living in a space, that's not ours. Right. So I think you do a fantastic job of that. And, it's just different. We're here at Lake of the Ozarks and we're covering different types of properties. So we're staging, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, $100,000 condos all the way up to $4 million lake homes. Mm-hmm. And they each come with their own challenges and concepts, but neat ways that you can tweak that property to become more available in the eyes of all of the buyers.
Kind of contemporize it and modernize it for photography purpose, especially.
Yeah. Yep. So why, again, we've kind of hit on that, but tell me, why do you think it's so important to bring in a professional instead of trying to stage yourself?
I think that's a great question. And in my experience, and you touched on this already, it's not common for people shopping for a new home to have the vision to see their own belongings in that space. So the same goes for the homeowner in that way, the seller. It can be difficult for them to see the shortcomings in their space. So I like to walk through the home with the homeowner, help be a fresh set of eyes for them to see, to point out their home's strengths, and then also help them acknowledge in a gentle way the opportunities that may come from staging. So a professional, in my opinion, can bring that lifestyle that you were talking about to the home, help them minimize any shortcomings, and this, in my opinion, creates that emotional connection for the buyer that you're looking for when they walk through the door.
Yeah, I agree. And I think in the past, and it just is with anybody, it doesn't matter if you've sold, hundreds of homes yourself, or if this is the first time you've ever sold your home. Everybody's emotional about their own belongings.
Yes.
That's just the way that we are. We're emotionally attached to things. So I think having somebody else's eyes on the space is so imperative. And in the past, it used to be myself, or in a lot of cases still, you hear of the real estate agent, coming in and doing the staging. I can say from my experience, I myself as the agent am focused on several other areas of the real estate. To be honest, we have the transaction to work through and moving forward with that. That's not my area of expertise. Obviously anybody can help a little bit or generate that, but I think having somebody even outside of your real estate agent, somebody like yourself, obviously any type of professional, that is what they do every day, they are going to be the best eyes to put on that, so that also myself, your agent, can be spending my time, best towards selling your home. And that's what you're hiring us to do. So I think
I'm on
the phone.
Staging is a marketing strategy,
yeah,
and you have experts in each field of the strategies that you use. So it's nice in a way for you to.
Yeah, compliments. I can't say how much it has helped, especially in this industry. Even though, or in this market, I should say, even though everybody says we're in this seller's market, you really have to stand out apart from the crowd. Mm-hmm. You've got to be doing things to make your home stand apart from the rest that are out on the MLS or online. So I think that's very imperative.
True. And staging has proven results.
Yes, it has. I look forward to getting together again, and I can get some of those stats at the end of the year for us to take a look at too, out of the properties, which we pretty much now stage 100% of the listings that we take on. So we know now how much faster those are selling. But if you do ever want to take a look at some really incredible before and afters, and we're going to start documenting those even closer now, please go to our Instagram page. That's Lakefront Living Realty Missouri. You can always check our YouTube channel, again, Lakefront Living Realty, Missouri, or lakefrontliving.com, of course, is our website where you can search any of our properties and featured properties for sale. You'll see those staged items on there, but the before and afters are, in my opinion, I think really neat to see because they're real. And you'll see that it's not some extravagant, bring in all of this furniture. Sellers are paying thousands of dollars out of their pocket. A lot of times we're talking about a couple $100s.
Right.
I mean, I think you and I have, even if it needed a few extra curtains, pillows, rugs, comforters brought in, you do such a great job of keeping the out-of-pocket expense for the seller while they're going through this emotional selling time really low, and that's been really important. They've either been able to take those products with them, or, of course, in our second home market, a lot of our properties sell furnished, so they just help sell the property, and the new owner now gets to benefit from the products that look so well.
Right. Once the space is elevated, of course, they all want that.
They all want to keep it. I know. Exactly. So, Megan, tell everybody, aside from Megan Glasscock Interiors, what is the best way to reach you?
Yes, please. Definitely. MeganGlasscockInteriors.com is my website. And I am active on social media, so Megan Glasscock Interiors on Instagram and Facebook.
Awesome. Well, I know today that we are focusing the show around staging, and you touched a little bit about other products, and services that you do. So please don't hesitate to reach out to Megan Glasscock of Megan Glasscock Interiors with any other questions that you may have on decorating, design consulting, a lot of those services. You'll be able to find those on her website. But we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with the Lakefront Living radio show. We're going to talk photography and videography with Studio V. Be right back.
Welcome back. Thanks for listening to the Lakefront Living Realty radio show on News Talk KRMS. Once again, here's owner-broker Annie Faulstich.
Welcome back to the Lakefront Living Real Estate Show, your trusted guide to buying or selling property at Lake of the Ozarks, where every day is a lake day. Again, I'm Annie Faulstich, owner-broker of Lakefront Living Realty, Missouri's only exclusive lakefront lake access brokerage. Today we are talking about home staging, photography, and videography. So we are talking to the home seller. I wish we had sometimes more than the hour-long show. We could just sit in here and visit forever. Obviously, this is my passion. This is what I love to do. When we talk about selling homes is my passion. So even during each of our quick, short breaks, as we're all like in here brainstorming, it's about a mindset. We left off now with Megan Glasscock from Megan Glasscock Interiors and talking about that, getting the seller in the right mindset to sell. And that's really what it's about. It's an emotional process, and your lakefront specialist realtors are here to help you through that process. But we also see the need for bringing in the other professionals to help us in our process of getting your home sold. And that's really what it was about today, bringing in Megan, who we hire to stage 100% of our Lakefront Living Realty listings. And we've seen a huge reaction in a positive way from that, not only with the properties selling faster, but of course, in turn then, for a higher dollar amount, which at the end of the day is really what it's about for the seller. They are selling their home in hopes to keep as much money in their pocket as possible. So that is what our goal is as well. So if you can get yourself in that mindset to move forward and to move out of the property, that we're doing that home staging in order to help that process happen. What did she just say, Shay?
Envision it sold. Envision it sold. Yep.
Start packing. That was.
Yep. Go ahead and get ready to get your stuff out.
Yep.
Because we're going to sell it to you.
And get it going.
We're the best team around.
Well, so now we're going to go on to the ever advancing topic of photography and videography when selling your home. I can easily remember when I first started out, I used my cell phone. Yep, to take listing pictures until I had saved up enough money to buy a really nice digital camera that honestly I never learned how to use properly. I could only use it on one setting. But I was perfecting my knowledge of real estate market, not photography. So I cringe when I look back at some of those old listings, to be honest with you. But today, Lakefront Living Realty hires Studio V to photograph all of our listings. Selling that lifestyle is what we were all about, and Che is the expert, I'm going to tell you. Che, welcome again to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. My pleasure.
Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. So first, tell the listeners a little bit about yourself and Studio V.
Well, Studio V is a brand that I built about 3 years ago when I came to the lake to actually shoot a music video. And I ended up at a big listing, and the lady who owned the house asked me if I would be able to shoot the listing as well. And, to make a long story short, after that, I ended up moving on to the real estate side, and I moved here, and here we are. And since then, I've been kind of linking my brand with other brands, and it's been good. I've recently met Annie and been doing a lot of stuff with her, and everything is really starting to take off, and it's just a pleasure of mine to be working with her.
Oh, well, thanks so much.
No problem.
I mean, you definitely have that artistic ability, and that's just in your blood and what you like to do and create. And like I said, we're creating a lifestyle when we're selling your home, and that's what it is. When we're pulling from buyers from across the nation, again, it's always about that lifestyle, and that's exactly what we're trying to create when we have the photography done on your property. One of the reasons Lakefront Living Realty and myself choose, you to work with 100% of all of our listings is your ability to showcase the inside and outside of the home, or what we say, the view at the same time. Tell us a little bit more about that process and why it is so important when selling.
Well, when I come to a listing, my first thing is I'm looking for my favorite shots. I'm also coming in to make sure that all the lights are on and working. If I need to open blinds, what colors I'm going to play off of, what my compositions will be like. I look at it as a pure artist form. I'm not really in there just to take the pictures. So I'll walk in, I'll turn on all the lights, put down all the toilet seats, walk around, see where my best shots are going to come from. I'll play off the staging that's been provided for me and make sure that the lighting is everything. And then I go around and basically do my job from inside to outside and try to capture the best spots or highlights of the house.
Yeah. And, from our standpoint, and again, one of the reasons that I've chosen to work with you, directly and exclusively really for our photography and videography is that skill that you have. When we're selling a lifestyle, and especially being exclusive lakefront agents and a brokerage, it is important for our buyers when they're looking at property for sale to really get a feel for what that looks like. It's all about the view. Haley can contribute. When we're out showing property, people go immediately through the front door right out to the deck.
Yep, they do.
Yeah. I think Bob do that too, because we had Scott, the CEO of Lakefront Living Realty International on a couple weeks ago, and that's the same thing he said. It's really, that's what people are buying. They're buying a lake. We're giving them information about the lake itself. We're talking, today specifically, we're here at Lake of the Ozarks, one of over 1,600 lakes nationwide that Lakefront Living Realty covers. But that's what's so important is they want to know the view. They want to know what it's going to be like when they're hanging out on the back deck with all of their friends and their family. I hear it all the time. People love to know that they can stand at the kitchen sink, wash dishes, and see the lake.
Yep.
And then everybody laughs. Who's washing the dishes? Nobody's going to wash the dishes when we're here. We're going to, we're at the lake. But it is true. They want to know, if I stand in the kitchen, can I see the water? If I'm in the master bedroom, can I see the water? Can you see the dock? Where, what does that look like? And you have done such an amazing job of putting those together. So that is a technique that you do that not everybody does, where you can combine or correct me if I'm wrong, layer those pictures so that anybody viewing it online, they're able to see what's inside. That stays light and bright and open. But they're also able to see what's outside at the same time.
Yes, it's to me, it's getting people's attention when they're scrolling across on the internet. Like you said before, what was it? 10% was the highest for the internet sales, or what did you say earlier? It was 10%.
Well, 50% is where they find them. I mean, it's the
online.
highest place.
It is
online
it is,
by
yes,
far.
That's what the goal is for me, is to provide the pop and the vibrance in the picture. So when people are scrolling, they're like, hey, they see one picture that catches their attention. They're like, hey, let me check out the rest of this property. We'll see what else is going on. Obviously, you're lakefront living, so that view is everything. So I also try to make sure that I include a lot of view shots. I make sure that I take shots from inside, looking outside, so that people can envision themselves from their couch, where they're at, if they're entertaining friends or whatever. I try to make sure that I include those type of shots in everything that I do. And then it's just all about the color and the pop. And once you have that, I feel like people are more inclined to continue to scroll and see what else that listing has to offer.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I hear that complaint from my buyers all the time. A lot of times even I have to entice, force, I don't know, whatever word you want to use, get in my car, I'm taking you there anyway, to a house that they have no interest in seeing because the pictures online are
blah. They're
dark.
Just blah. Yep.
Yeah, they're dark.
Or they look like everybody else's.
Dreary.
Yep, with cell phone pictures that are, the compositions are off, the lighting's off. Who wants this? That's just blending in with everybody else's stuff.
Yeah.
We want to stand out. That's what's going to grab people's attention.
Yeah. So, and for, those sellers, it's just doing such a disservice, because unless the agent that you're working with is going to twist your arm and force you to go to that property because they know that it might be
what you want.
It might be what you want
because you've listened.
But otherwise, people are scrolling right over the top of you, and like we said, everybody's online. Everybody's starting online. But with that music again, darn it, here we go. Another short break, but stay with us at the Lakefront Living Radio Show. Again, you can tell this is my passion to sell lakefront property. We're going to come back, continue talking with Che Valentino, owner of Studio V Entertainment. We're going to talk a little bit about drone and videography coming up. So stay with us on the News Talk KRMS. 1150 AM, 97.5 FM, and 103.3 FM, and now on HD3 at 93.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Thanks for listening to the Lakefront Living Realty radio show on News Talk KRMS. Once again, here's owner-broker Annie Faulstich.
Welcome back to Lakefront Living Real Estate Show, your trusted guide to buying or selling property at Lake of the Ozarks, where every day is a lake day. Again, I'm Annie Faulstich, owner-broker of Lakefront Living Realty, Missouri's only exclusive lakefront lake access brokerage. If you missed the beginning of the show, we are talking about home staging photography and videography. So we are talking to you, the home seller, today. If you've missed any part of the previous show, or again, any of the prior weeks, do not hesitate to go back and listen to anything at your leisure. You can check those out on our YouTube channel, Lakefront Living Realty Missouri. Just before the break, we left off with owner of Studio V Entertainment, Che Valentino. We were talking about photography. And again, I can say Lakefront Living Realty hires Che to shoot 100% of our listings at Lakefront Living Realty and really does an amazing job of capturing that lifestyle. That's what we always talk about at Lakefront Living, and that's really what we're focused on selling: your home, your lake, and your lifestyle. So I know you, let's briefly talk about this. I know you also fly a drone and a ton of videography for our company, or myself personally. Tell listeners what the drone is used for and all options you can do with video, or a little, briefly what we can do with videography when selling the home. We have a lot of people that just know drone is a buzzword. They're not really sure what people are doing with it.
Well, I think that being that you're Lakefront Living Realty, it's all about that lake and those views. You're not going to be able to hit those shots without a drone. So I think that the drone, with what we're doing in video purposes, it's mandatory. You absolutely have to have it. It's the video side of it. It's more about coming up with different creative ideas to continue to throw at people so that they can see different lights of the listing. So to say, it's a lot of the same stuff as the photography, except you just have to get creative and you have to be able to throw multiple things at the market so that people can see the listing in a different light. So I think that the video side of it is a lot like the photography side of it. It's all about just creating content and being able to show off your property to get it sold as fast as possible.
Yeah, I like that word you used, mandatory. That's what I was probably looking for, because I do think that the drone today in selling real estate, especially lakefront property, is mandatory. That's a good word, because in the past, back in my own photography days, my own listing photography days, and I'm about 5 feet tall, so when I stand on the dock and take a picture of your house, you might only have a couple steps to the house, but I'm going to take the picture and it's going to look like you have 100 steps to the house. So, vertically challenged there. There was no way for me to showcase that property in the way that it sits on the lake. And that's what has just been huge. I think it's changed completely. People looking in from states away can really get a feel for where that's sitting in the cove or on the main channel, all those things that we talk about in a lot of our informative videos.
Yeah, another thing is like, what happens when you have another property that might be sold next door? How are you going to show both properties on the lake without a drone? It's like you definitely need to have it for what we're doing nowadays.
Yeah. Well, I know real estate's not the only thing that your company does. So, before we let you go, and I tell everybody else, the listeners too, to, again, follow us on Instagram and our YouTube channel to get all of the informative videos that we do, tips of the week. Aside from just property videos, we are giving information both to buyers and sellers out there. So be sure to follow us both on Instagram and our YouTube channel, both at Lakefront Living Realty Missouri. But let the listeners know a little bit more rundown of services that you provide.
Well, we do a lot. It ranges from music side, songwriting, production, directing, photography, videography. I'm just an artist and I like to create. So whatever I can do to provide a service, I'm down for. We do a lot of creative ideas and a lot of creative visions and storyboards and stuff like that. So, if anybody's interested, you can reach me at studiovhypermediaent.com, or I'm Studio V Hypermedia Entertainment on Facebook and social media.
Thank you so much for being in the studio with us, and thank you for all that you do for Lakefront Living Realty.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's that time of the show for the new listing of the week, listed by Lakefront Living Realty, again, Missouri's only exclusive lakefront lake access brokerage. Today we are showcasing a lake access home on the golf course. Best of both worlds, right? Hitting the market this week at 33 Buoyant Place in Osage Beach, Haley Glover, lakefront specialist and realtor, is in the studio to tell us all about her incredible new listing.
Hi, this is Haley Glover. I am here today to talk about today's featured listing, and it comes to you from Tantera Estates. This golf course home is located, as Annie said, at 33 Buoyant Place and is the best of both worlds, with your backyard overlooking the number 4 hole at Tantera's 9-hole course and easy lake access just a golf cart right away. This 3-bedroom, 2-bath home sits on a quiet cul-de-sac with plenty of parking and easy access to the golf cart path from your front door and your back door. 3 large bedrooms sleep up to 12 comfortably, which makes it the perfect place for a weekend on the lake with friends, an epic golf outing, or a family getaway. Perfect for year-round rental, full-time or part-time living, 33 Buoyant Place features an open-concept living and dining area, a full kitchen with plenty of counter space and a built-in pantry, leading into a laundry and storage room with stackable washer and dryer, a roomy master suite with private bathroom, and 2 large secondary bedrooms with a second full bathroom. The 2 secondary bedrooms and second full bathroom can be locked off from the rest of the home to be rented out separately if desired. Each bedroom has its own direct access to outdoor sitting areas. Enjoy level living with no stairs from the road to the front door and the sunset view over the number 4 green from your private covered patio in the back. 33 Buoyant Place is a golfer's and lake lover's dream, whether you're a player or a spectator.
Awesome. Thanks, Haley. Anybody can find that property, of course, at lakefrontliving.com. You can contact Haley directly through the website or email her at haley@lakefrontliving.com. We are also currently having one of our listings open today at 168 Arbor Oaks Drive in Sunrise Beach at the 10-mile marker. It will be open today from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., so if you are out, stop by. This is a lakefront 5-bedroom, 4-bath home with a 2-car garage, flat driveway, and only a few steps to the dock. Listed at $549,900. So again, stop by. Open house today, 10 to 2, 168 Arbor Oaks Drive in Sunrise Beach. I also wanted to remind everyone that Lakefront Living Realty Missouri is now covering Table Rock, Taneycomo, and Bull Shoals Lake. So if you or anyone you know is interested or would like to know more about real estate on those lakes, please have them go to lakefrontliving.com, the Missouri page, and check out active real estate. If you are curious of your home value, please do not look it up on Zillow and get your Zestimate. Go to lakefrontliving.com. Use our patented calculator tool. By answering a few questions on your property, it will give you an accurate market price range for your home. There you can also sign up for our weekly newsletter, the Lake House Scout, or read our blog, Lake House Lookout, that are specific to Lake of the Ozarks. Weekly tips there from myself are again on our YouTube channel or Lakefront Living Realty Missouri Instagram. We always talk about selling the lifestyle at Lakefront Living Realty, and we are dedicated to showcasing that lifestyle when listing your home for sale. 48% of all real estate firms cited keeping up with technology as one of the biggest challenges facing their firm in the next 2 years. Staying on top of technology and buyer trends is our job and something we work on daily. If you would ever like to talk directly to one of our lakefront specialists regarding selling your lakefront or lake access property, contact us directly through lakefrontliving.com and go to the Missouri page. You could be our next week's featured listing. Next week, be sure to tune in with us. We have Robbie Cox, owner of Serve Pro, is going to be joining us in the studio next week to talk about winterizing your home. It's not going to be near as much fun as staging and photography. One of those dreaded words. As much as I love the fall, I hate that it's leading us into winter. But I do want everybody to keep their lake homes safe and secure this winter while you are away. So he's going to be giving us some awesome tips, not only on just winterizing, but different things that you can do throughout the home and we run into when buying and selling lakefront property with dehumidifiers, different mold things. So stay with us next week. My family and I live and work to boat and enjoy all that Lake of the Ozarks has to offer. Real estate is truly my passion, so every day is a lake day. Until next week, enjoy family and friends this gorgeous fall weekend and stay safe on the lake.
Tell a friend to join you next week and listen in to the Lakefront Living Realty radio show. Visit their website for more information, including current listings and agent contacts. www.lakefrontliving.com. That's lakefrontliving.com. Or call the office at 833-LK-FRONT. That's 833-7668. 833-7668. And join them next Saturday after the news at 11 a.m. on News Talk KRMS Osage Beach.